Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Angelica Mack and I'm here to share with you all lash business tips, mindset tips, and anything that you need to know about the lash industry and your mindset. You can find it here. If you have not yet, please go ahead and subscribe at the little cute button below. So we can get acquainted. I want to get to know you. I want you to get to know me. Let's make this a relationship. Let's do it. Today we're going to talk about what to look for when you are planning to take a lash course to become certified in doing lash extensions. I think that it is such a very lucrative and incredible career. So the beginning step is learning how to do it, of course. So when you're looking to take a lash course, these are some 6 tips that I think every single person needs to look into before they decide to purchase a class. If you guys haven't seen my past videos, go ahead and check them out. But I used to drink wine in every single video. I haven't done it in a while, but we're gonna get right back to it. So grab a glass of wine with me and go ahead and have a seat and enjoy this video. So I took my first lash class in 2017 off of a whim. Had no idea what I was doing, had no idea what I was getting into. Now I am the head trainer of the same company that I took that class from in 2017. So I have learned a lot about the class journey, training, what to look for, the things that are necessary to have in the class, all those good things. So let's get into what to look for when you are planning to purchase a lash class or get a certification from a company or an individual lash artist. First thing you want to look into before you purchase a lash class is to make sure the company is reputable. Do your research. This is really, really big. You want to make sure that the company is a reputable company and that the lash artist is a reputable lash artist. Look and make sure that they have taught classes before. Look at the capacity of the classes they've taught. How many women have they taught? How many years have they been in the business? All those things you need to look into before you decide to take this company or this independent lash artist course. Make sure they are reputable, they've taught classes before, and they have at least, I would say, 5 to 6 years in business and an experience. That's the point. The second thing you want to look into is how many days is the class that they're offering and what are the times? Is it a 2-day class from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.? Is it a 1-day class from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.? Whatever the case may be, look at the days and the times that the classes is planning to be scheduled for. The main reason you want to look at the class days and the time is primarily because the price that they're charging, let's say you need a full 5-day course, 4-day course, you have never picked up lash extensions before, you've never picked up tweezers, so you don't know anything about the business, you don't know anything about the industry. This requires a little bit more time. So let's say you're a beginner like I was in 2017. I had no idea what I was doing. I thought that the LivBay, at the time Sassy, class was a 5-day class. I thought that was perfect for me. I was like, I'm gonna learn everything I need to learn, and I did. On the other hand, I've seen people do 2-day classes and they squish in classic, volume, mega, all of that into 2 days. In my opinion, I don't think that's enough time, but that's why I always suggest looking at the days and depending on what you need. If you just need a volume or a mega course, I don't think it needs to be anything over 2 days. But if you are a beginner, I definitely think it needs to be at least 2 or 3 days minimum. 2 days is cutting it close. 3 days is great. 4 days is a sweet spot. LivBay's class is 5 days. I think that is so much time to learn a lot, and we definitely give them a ton of information. So I highly suggest making sure you look at the days and the times and make sure the price is correlated with the days that they are offering this class. For example, LivBay's class is $1,600 for 5 days. I think that's a great price. I've seen $1,600 for 2 days. I've seen $1,600 for 1 day. So make sure it makes sense. That is tip number 2. The third thing you want to look into when you are planning to take a lash class, you want to look at what you will learn. Look at the company's website or the independent lash artist website and look in depthly at what you are going to be taught. Hopefully they have a thorough explanation as to what will be taught day by day, what you will receive, if you're going to receive a kit or not. Look into all those things. That's very, very important before you purchase a class. You want to make sure you know exactly what you're learning before you buy it. The fourth thing you want to look into is making sure the student-teacher ratio is good. The biggest reason that is, you don't want to have a trainer or an instructor that is a solo instructor and she has a classroom of 15 to 16 girls and she doesn't have a cap of how many women she allows in her class, if she doesn't have a cap of how many people she allows in her class, it might be a little overwhelming for a trainer to train 15 students, and they will not get all the attention that you need and that you deserve when you're paying a couple grand for a class. So make sure you look into how many women or men that they allow in the class, and make sure that it's fair. Make sure the ratio is fair. I know that when I was teaching, anything over 9, they would send another instructor. Anything over 9 students is a lot for one person to handle. So you want to make sure that the ratio is on point. So once you've looked at the company, you've done your research, you're fully aware that it's reputable, they've trained people before, they have years of experience, you know how many days the class is going to be, you know the price, you know the ratio. The next thing you want to look into is, will you be receiving the manual, or will you be receiving the presentation that has gone over in the class? I always suggest emailing or sending a DM to the instructor saying, hey, just want to know, if I take this class, will you be giving me all the materials that I'm going to be using during the week? When I took the LivBay class, I absolutely needed the manual. The manual was so good for me to look back on. I needed it so I can reference back to any of the points that I wrote down during the class. So you want to make sure that they're going to have a manual, and also if they have a presentation. Now LivBay has a presentation during our classes, so you want to make sure that you are given that presentation so that you can, of course, reference back to it and use it for further learning. That's the 5th thing you want to look into. The 6th thing you want to look into, the very last thing you want to look into, is making sure that this class has a continued mentorship program. You want to make sure that you are able to reach out to the instructor months after the class. After all, you have made an investment into this class. You want to make sure that that instructor cares about your success, cares about any of the problems that you're going to run into as a first-time lash artist. You want to make sure that they are there for you. When I took the LivBay class, Shauna was my mentor. She was there for me. Every time I texted her and I ran into a problem, she was there. You want to make sure that you have that ability to reach out to your trainer to ask them any questions, because you're going to run into problems when you're starting, and it feels so much better to be able to ask someone that knows what they're doing, so you are a little bit more aware of how to handle it next, and just have them as a support and as backup. I think it was amazing. Now that I'm teaching classes, all of my past students use me as reference. They text me, they reach out to me when they're having problems, and I think it's amazing. So make sure that the class that you're planning to take has a continued mentorship program or something where you're able to reach out to the instructor after you're done with the class. These are all my 6 tips and things that I think it's absolutely necessary to look into before you purchase a class. I'm going to link LivBay's class schedule down below so you can look at our class schedule, and hopefully I'll be training you in our next classes that we have coming up in the next couple months. Make sure you go through all these when you're looking for a class. Before you check out, before you put that deposit down, make sure you check through all of these. If you have any other questions about what to look at when you're taking a class, if you have questions about if this class is reputable, if this person's reputable, XYZ, please reach out to me. My Instagram is going to be below as always. You can reach out to me. It's your Lash Bestie with 2 E's. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here for you. I hope this was a little bit helpful to you. I will see you in my next video. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.